As would have been mentioned in the last intuitive channeling that I've done from recording and posting this live stream, I am opening the floodgates of my existence to accommodate for free tarot readings. So if you are watching this, please know that I will be offering free tarot readings. All you have to do is DM me. This will go on for however long I feel like it. Yeah, I'm just vibing out right now. And I really do feel called to offer myself in a way that can be uplifting outside of this YouTube channel. I feel like being interactive and, extending my will. So if you'll have me, then it would be my pleasure to do a reading for you. Ask any questions, anything you may be curious about, just reach out to me via my socials. This is a very, very impromptu reading in that I should probably be asleep, but I feel more called to be present for this because, like I said, I feel like extending my will, and I feel like I feel as though now is the time. I'm recording this October 2025, a day out from 3 Atlas perihelion, a day out from a very huge energetic pulse that is going to affect, I think, all of existence at this point. So I felt called to do something with that energy in a way that I want to be representative of me. And tarot readings, pulling cards, shuffling is so me. I love it. Just the act of shuffling is actually, it's so grounding, the act of tapping in. I suppose it's my own excuse to tap into like the divine, what I believe, what I feel as the divine frequency. So anyway, let me get to your reading. I'm just going to let the cards lead the way. As I mentioned, I'm doing this very impromptu. It's very late where I am, so please forgive me for any mumbles that may stand in front of me as I try to communicate what your messages are. Interesting. Okay, I have to take it. So my cat was rubbing himself all over my deck earlier and pushed some on the floor. And I picked some up but left some. I realized that I'd forgotten some. 3 cards, which is a very fitting number, so I have to take it. The 3 cards are the Page of Cups, the 9 of Discs, and the 2 of Swords. I'm immediately getting the sense of somebody who, I think this reading is catching you at a time when, different things. The first one that I'm getting is that this reading is catching you at a time where you are facing the possibility of a relationship, but you're not entirely sure about it at all. You're not sure about what it can do for you. I think you're thinking on a very deep level about whether or not to engage in something, some earthly matter. I immediately got relationships, but it could be a job, or it could even be something as simple like an identity change, maybe a change in hair color, or just something that's going to change, something that's going to change you. It's going to change your living experience. It's going to change your day-to-day. It is... the thing with this card implies the fact that it implies the tackle between something extremely spiritual and the idea of sacrificing a piece of yourself for something that you feel deeply compelled by, something that moves you on a level that you don't know and that you can't speak on. So in this case, that's why I always assume relationship, because it's always relationships that can do that to me. That can change how I feel on a spiritual level and really compel me. Human connection does that for me. Nothing else does. So that may be something that you are experiencing right now. It feels largely unwordable, like something you can't speak on. It feels like it could be simple, but it's not. But it's entirely your call, in the sense that your perception, I think, really counts here. How you see the situation that you're trying to decide on really counts. So I found myself in situations earlier this year where I was in this kind of connection, and I needed to make this decision. But in needing to decide what to do, I realized that my perceptions deeply affected the way that we interacted with each other, which in turn affected what I would do, if that makes sense. Okay, a much more simpler reference. Sorry for the yap. There's a tweet or a topic that mentions that circles around a lot on Twitter about assuming good intent and how much that affects the quality of a relationship. It's giving that idea of needing to trust someone and needing to just assume the best of them at all times, or most times at least. It's part of the whole being unconditional love that you seek, it feels like something about that idea is coming to your consideration. It's coming into your consideration. It should be for your consideration. The question of how far you are willing to practice unconditional love. How far have you practiced it on yourself? That might be easier to help you understand what to do next, what your decision is, what the next decision could be. It feels very, so you have three, what do I call these? Sorry, three suits, yes. You have the swords, the discs, and the cups. It's a fairly balanced read that first comes out for you. I would like to shuffle, though, just for interest's sake, to understand. Lots of cards that are kind of making they're insisting, they're making their way. There's Two of Cups. I was picking up the deck, and this card stayed behind as I was shifting it. So again, I have to take it. It's giving fated. It's giving fated, whatever the situation is. Bearing in mind that this may also and is more likely a reflection of some kind of internal harmonization you are going through within. And I'm getting that has to do with the parts of yourself that are willing to enjoy life, versus parts of you that think that you need to sacrifice or go through some suffering in order to fully enjoy yourself. Like everything you gain has to come through suffering. Not everything you gain has to come through suffering. That's totally wrong, and feels like just some random, just by the way, for your consideration. Yeah. It's possible that part of yourself is what's being reworked, maybe through a new relationship or a new way of relating to and understanding yourself. Possibly through a new relationship, a new connection, maybe a new friendship, but it's giving what starts off as a very casual, cute, random introduction, meeting someone at a bar while you're out or something like that, and you two really click, and now you have to decide whether or not this person's worth your attention or your energy, or your yearning. Whether or not this person's worth your yearning. The choice is, again, entirely up to you and entirely up to how you perceive the situation and how you perceive your power. It feels like that's also what's possibly being challenged through whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is that the situation that this reading is finding you in. Whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. Your sense of power is being tested. Your sense of it feels like an insecurity is being triggered up here, but it's not too direct because you're aware enough. You're aware. Yeah. It doesn't feel like it's stupid. It doesn't feel like any choice you make will be stupid or whatever, you know. You're a very aware, smart, present person already. So this is just a matter of, I guess, learning more about yourself on an energetic / spiritual level. I think I'm also receiving that the best way to receive whatever answer, should you, maybe up to this point, nothing about this reading has resonated with you, then I guess a message for you in general, regardless of what you're going through, is that any decision you may seek to make during this time will best be sought through moments of presence. So practice breath work. Please ensure that you are keeping up with your meditation processes and giving yourself moments of stillness throughout the day. Possibly look into starting your day with this moment of stillness where you give you intend fully on, as you wake up, lay still, you know. Maybe something about your daily routine could be more enriched so that you can get in deeper touch with your higher self, your soul, whatever. It feels like that part of yourself is seeking connection with you. Part of your soul is seeking connection with you so that you can enjoy life more. That's always something that I tap into, that in general, as a collective, we really need to enjoy life more. We really deserve it. And for some reason, we keep starting via how far we are willing to go with trusting our universe and being present and all of that. All right, let's see. Some more, finally, shuffling cards. I looked up on the time and saw 1, 2, 3, 4. Bless. Okay. We have the Tower. Let's get more on that. Oh my God, dude. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we got the Tower, yes, and then we got the Devil in reverse, and I did a reading for myself all about like an hour ago before coming onto this live stream and got this card too. I've been receiving it interchangeably, reversed and upright and reversed, specifically over this past week. So I do get the sense that, like, on a collective level at this moment, there's something awakening within us as a group about how disempowering our negative thoughts have been. You may be somebody who, another really random channeling, just throwing it in there, who has a history or generally suffers from depression. You also have the 4 of Cups beneath. So maybe not like following that, you have the 5 of Rods. Maybe not intense depression, not something that you can, I mean, you know how to handle it. You have a grip. You're an adult. I'm assuming you are grown enough to understand how to work with yourself. And you've been doing a lot of work. I think this is beautiful. In the congratulatory sense, in the you are moving on from a very hectic, low shadow period sense. All right, now with all these cards together, I'm straight up receiving that a new relationship is oncoming or may already be around you that you don't trust because you are you're not you it doesn't feel like you have the capacity for connection. But I think that the reason for that is because of some past shadow shit that you were working through. Now a new connection comes along that challenges the sense of loneliness that you have been going through regarding this being upright. This is a very isolating experience, right? Now it's reversed. You've made it out, but it's still you're still getting used to it. This new frequency, I guess, of like being healed, or at least realizing how it goes, cyclically. Maybe you still feel like you need more healing, like you're not ready for the connection because you feel as though you're not healed enough, which is poppycock, but you'll get into that. Please consider writing gratitude lists and starting your day with that, including that in your daily routine. It really is a lot about the way you think here that seems to be an issue. An issue I use lightly. Obviously, it's, I use it lightly. But that seems to be a kind of, or no, that is going to go under a deep transformation. Yes, regardless. Deep transformation, regardless of what you choose. I feel called to tap into the devil in reverse and share with you the reversed interpretation for any phrases that might jump out and resonate with you beyond what I have to say. This is a very, I think, okay, I guess because I'm the person doing the reading, there's always going to be a crossover of some kind where it's like, I know exactly what this is. And I'm highly likely facing whatever it is that I'm pulling cards for. It's very tough to enjoy something after facing how terribly unenjoyable things can be. It's very difficult to, honestly, it's very difficult to do the bounce back that you did, but you did it, right? You did it. This card speaks of a paradox, a side of the psyche that is actually the way through to the light, breaking free of old habits of pessimism and negativity by allowing in different perceptions. There definitely needs to be a change in the way that you think. You're looking at something very poorly, and it's unfortunate because it's actually so beautiful and it's very much for you to enjoy. But you're not enjoying it for some reason. But it'll come to a close, whatever it is about the way that you are operating in life right now. You're possibly going through a period of despondency or like extreme dissatisfaction with your day to day. And I read this in the last, I think it was the last interpretation or intuitive channeling that I did, where I read into the frequency of being dissatisfied. Even if everything's fine, you still feel like meh. Gratitude lists, it has to be your responsibility. You have to figure it out. It's like the engine is low. We have to pour oil. We have to be interactive with facing the problem at hand, the experience. We have to prepare and open up to be able to experience this from a more empowered place. This feels like a very sensitive position to be in. It's a very sensitive page to me in the sense that, I mean, obviously cups, but in the sense that the kind of thing that she's perceiving and dealing with and processing is very unique. It's like having a Scorpio Venus or a water sign Venus in general, where your sense of attachment is very lucid and you could like literally merge with the people that you love. You know what I mean? You could literally merge into them. When the Page of Cups speaks, in my opinion, when the Page of Cups speaks of wanting to live in someone's skin or wear someone's skin, they mean it. You know what I mean? They mean it. So something about maybe some past trauma regarding that specific method of, regarding that specific part of you, something about that needs healing right now. And it's like the universe is trying to give you that, but you are in some way resistant, but you won't be resistant anymore. Shortly after watching this reading, you will not be resistant anymore. You're definitely there's a lot of really beautiful healing to come. And a random one, a lot of really great sex. Like really, really amazing sex. Good on you. Enjoy it. I think that shuffling for one more closing card would be ideal. And then once that's done, really all that's left for you is to experience. The tower, I mean, with its obvious connotations, to me also is a very direct instruction to just do you, girl. Just do you. There's nothing else to do. You're in such a energetically potent, like, tunnel that anything you do, it's like I'm imaging a marble falling into a tube and how it goes and then it falls through, that you can do whatever you want at that point of oscillation, but either way, the tunnel funnels to a point. You're going to land up there anyway. It doesn't matter what you do. So just ride the wave, roll with it. Before shuffling, I also feel called to read on the Two of Cups. This feels like the focal point in general for a lot of us during this time that I'm doing the reading. But I think it'll be a collective thing for honestly some time to come, due to how many of us are facing the frequency of yearning. There are more people than you know who are going through unspeakable emotions and waves, the same kind of ones that you feel, and they feel the same kind of attachment you do, sprinkled all over the place. A lot more than you'd think. You'd be surprised how many people relate to how you feel. The Two of Cups, a love affair, falling in love, a union of opposites that takes effort and understanding to maintain, reconciliation, an idyllic period, give and take of emotions, sexual, sometimes also spiritual attraction, trust giving and receiving. Yeah, this is a very personal one. Anyway, this is really beautiful. Like I said, try to make whatever choice you make, try to make sure that it's one that opens you, that's expansive, and that makes you feel, you'll know the difference, that makes you feel like you can do this and not like you want to do this and you want to hide and you want to pretend it's not happening, or you want to ignore, or you want to turn the other. Like, whatever decision you make needs to be able to get you to face the front. Plus also, it's a paradox. Just as this card said, this one, the frequency of you making the decision. This one, the frequency of the universe making the decision for you. It really is a paradox. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Very, very fated. Very, like, the universe is clearly speaking to you. Very direct. Extremely blunt. Definitely getting to a new relationship. Highly likely that you're someone who's single. If you are in a relationship, then let's see. If you are in a relationship, then it may be, but it feels unlikely. I'm not going to continue with that frequency. If you are in a relationship, then tune into another reading. This one isn't for you. But I don't think I'm reading for anybody who's in a relationship. I think I'm reading for somebody who's single and somebody who is very, very quickly, very suddenly about to no longer be single. And you might not believe it, and you might be resistant, and it might make you feel emotional and trigger up your abandonment issues. But you have to surrender because it's a blessing from the universe. You see, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop this whole sequence, especially this. I just want to I feel called to just to give you a heads up, or to remind you that, or to just something of a heart opener that I hope that you can recall and remember every time you're connecting or in person with this person, something to help you be able to learn how to trust. Not just because, also remembering that this isn't about the person. This isn't about the connection itself. It's about you and the healing that you're able to do through this relationship. It's about you and your spiritual processes. It's wonderful, it's fun, but it's about you and your healing. Please, please remember that. So via this gives them the frequency that I experience a lot, where I'm a very emotional person. I'm a Scorpio. You know, I say it often. I say it often. I'm an extremely emotional person. And this shit makes me very emotional. This stuff makes me feel vulnerable. It makes me feel exactly like this. It triggers up all of this stuff. That's how I learn and that's how I grow. That's how a lot of us do. So through that, I end up feeling, I do self-sabotage a little bit. I think I've gotten pretty fair control of that though. Now it's a matter of me getting super emotional, fighting, making up assumptions, getting prepared to putting myself in an emotional position where I'm constantly ready to be left and to be told, oh, I don't feel like this relationship anymore. Let's just break up. I'm done. I'm bored. Putting myself in an emotional position where I'm always ready to do that. Obviously, I'm going to be going crazy all the time, crying, feeling emotional, projecting. But that's what I'm saying is more this way, reversed. But I want to tap into the femininity of the way that connections work, in that it's very emotional, lots of turbulence. But know that the person that you are matched with, that it seems the universe is going to set you up with, serendipitous synchronicities. This person is for, this person will know exactly how to handle your emotional waves. They'll know how to handle who you are. So trust them enough to be honest and to be vulnerable. I actually think that I gave enough. I was going to shuffle for that last card I'd said, but I think that this story has given enough. And now I feel called to read on the Tower. And then I will leave you to prepare for your heart opener of a time that you're about to have. Love that. I really love this way of spiritual growth and realization. I love connection, and I know exactly what this feels like. Like I said, I don't know if I mentioned it already, that I'm going through something similar to what this deck is talking on. And it touches me. Okay. This upright speaks of cosmic illumination, a world-shattering event, destruction of outdated situations or paradigms. Right? Letting go of that pessimism, letting go of the feelings of victimhood and extreme vulnerability, disempowering vulnerability. It's the same as victimhood. Cataclysmic events, either in the world or psychologically. This is very psychological. Like I'd said, regarding how relationships evolve you spiritually, energetically, it's a very psychological event that's about to happen. And physical, via the kind of intimacy that you're going to experience. Very exciting. Natural or man-made disasters over which we have no control. Interesting, considering the perihelion that we're moving through right now and how it's actually causing natural disasters. Well, they're linked. I will link videos. Stefan Burns, that's how he says his name. I said Stefan Burns. Stefan Burns. I will link it. Please tune into the work that he shares regarding Three Eye Atlas and the link between that and how it influences the movement of the world. A new world emerging from the ruins of the old, purification, trauma seen as rebirth. A new world emerging from the ruins of the old, reconciliation. Is this an X? Oh my God, is this an X? Ooh. I can't believe it's reading actually. Anyway, let me stop Let me stop. This is cute. This is cute. You can look forward to this. Absolutely. Try to surrender. Any masks, let them fall. Please don't be silly and try to self-sabotage or try to lie about the way that you feel or try to hide any vulnerabilities or try to hide any parts of yourself. The best thing you can do in this situation, honestly, as I've said, is be in the moment and try to be as honest with yourself as possible, even if it's just with yourself. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Don't let those abandonment issues flare up and drive you crazy. You are always safe. You are always safe. Feels like a lesson of empowerment. It's a lesson of empowerment. Like I said, this is about you. This is entirely about you. Yes, beautiful love, yummy, yummy kisses, all of that. So delish. But this is about you. You need to keep it about you to make sure that you don't sacrifice too much of yourself. You don't reverse all that spiritual work, the shadow work that you've done. You need to keep you grounded. You need to keep grounded in yourself and in all the work you've done. You've done a lot of work. This is to help propel that, not to get in the way of it. So you can trust yourself. Like I said, you're very smart and aware. And this is really for your enjoyment more than anything. All of life is, right? I hope you can remember that, especially during this time. Interesting. The card speaking again as I put the deck down. These two fell out. So just be aware. Be aware of any darkness that may revisit. You are more powerful. You are more powerful than any weight that feels too heavy to bear. You are very strong and very literally powerful, magical. Try some magic out. Try some of your rituals. Stay in touch. Stay in touch with God. And that's all I have for your reading. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I extend the invitation. Should you want more, please feel free to reach out to me. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next reading.